Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Wednesday, 21st of August 2024. From the history point of view, in 1972, Wildlife Protection Act is passed. On August 21st, 1972, the Wildlife Protection Act was passed. This act was later implemented on 9th of September 1972. Laws related to wildlife have been a part of our history long before the Wildlife Protection Act was passed. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper, the Hindu states that Kolkata doctor rape murder case live updates. Mobile and has instilled fear in us, says MBBS students in Arjikar Medical College and Hospital. Protests continue all over India. People take part in a tourist rally demanding the justice for their postgraduate trainee doctor who was illegally raped and murdered at Kolkata's Arjikar Hospital and College in the Baloghat on Tuesday, August 20, 2024. Students of Arjikar Medical College and Hospital say they are traumatized after mob violence in the college. Supreme Court says the nation cannot wait for another rape and murder to bring in the safety laws. The protesting doctors and students welcome the court's order on deploying Central Armed Police Force CAPF at the Arjikar Medical College and Hospital while illegal rape and murder of a postgraduate trainee doctor happened on August 9 after the midnight violence on August 15. But a section of students said they hope the Supreme Court would arrange better security as mob violence has left doctors and students traumatized who have fled. Considering personal safety, we have to address how the deployment will be implemented and what it would mean for practicing doctors at the hospital and what security measures are being taken elsewhere, a doctor said. From the international point of view, Putin makes a surprise trip to Chechnya and aimed Ukraine's cross-border incursion. Russian President Vladimir Putin and the head of the Chechen Republican Ramzan Kadyrov visit the Russian Special Forces University in Gurmaz in Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin has made an unscheduled visit to Chechnya, his first trip to the mainly Muslim republic with the Russian Federation in nearly 13 years. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday made an unscheduled trip to Chechnya, a mainly Muslim republic with the Russian Federation, his first visit in nearly 13 years as Ukraine's stunning cross-border incursion into the western Russia entered its third week. Mr. Putin was greeted by Chechenya's self-styled strongman, a leader Ramzan Kadyrov. Before visiting a special forces academy bearing his own name and speaking with the volunteer fighters who trained there prior to being deployed in Ukraine. Senior leadership of Indian Army deliberates on the roadmap for Viksit Bharat 2047 actions to enhance jointness and integration in the armed forces were discussed in a meeting with the Army's senior leadership for the strengthening of joint service structures and organizations. Actions to enhance jointness and integration in armed forces were also discussed for strengthening of joint service structures and organizations. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi on Monday chaired a crucial discussion with the Army's senior leadership on charting the future course of the Indian Army during the Amrit Kal Golden Era, aligning with the government of India's vision to make India a developed country, a significant global player and one of the most desirable countries to live in by 2047, the Army said. The deliberations are scheduled for Monday and Tuesday. This is also the first high-level meeting under the General Dwivedi's leadership since he assumed charge of the top post on June 30. The meeting, which will continue through Tuesday, is being attended by the General Officer Commanding-in-Chiefs of the Army's 7 commanders. Nearly 200 people killed in Nepal due to the rain-induced floods and landslides. Partially submerged vehicles are pictured in the flooded area along the bank of the overflowing Bagmati River following heavy rains in Kathmandu, Nepal. At least 241 people have been injured in the natural disaster-related incidents in the past couple of months. Nearly 200 people have died in the past 2 months due to the landslides and floods caused by the incessant rain in the various parts of the Nepal, officials said on Tuesday. According to the Home Ministry officials, 3 people died in the Kathmandu Valley, 27 people in the Koshi province, and 8 people in the Madhesh province as a result of the natural disasters. Now going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper status that can't wait for another rape. Supreme Court strong observation on Kolkata doctor's murder. Kolkata doctor rape murder. A bench comprising of Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice J.B. Pardiwala, and Justice Manoj Mishra. Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, hearing the rape and murder of the doctor in a state-run hospital in Kolkata, observed that the nation cannot wait for another rape case for things to change on the ground. Chief Justice of India Chandrachud also noted that existing enactments do not address institutional safety standards for doctors and medical workers. He said due to the patriarchal basis, women doctors are targeted more. As more and more women join the workforce, the nation cannot wait for another rape for things to change on the ground, he observed. Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud in Kolkata doctor rape murder. If we have women not safe at work, we are denying them equality. The Supreme Court bench later constituted a 10-member task force to formulate a national protocol for the ensuring safety and facilities for the doctors. The court said a national consensus must be involved after consultation with the stakeholders. The Supreme Court had taken a suo motu cognizance of the grisly murder of the doctor. A race split on road tracks after 4-year-old girl sexually assaulted in a Badalpur school. Badalpur residents staggered protest at Badalpur station all of Tuesday. The protesters also slammed the Chief Minister's Ladki Bahin Yojana scheme, saying that instead of doling out ₹1,500 a month to women, the government should ensure their security. The sexual assault on 2 4-year-old toddlers in a Badalpur school and the local police's readiness in registering an FIR became a flashpoint for thousands of the protesters to erupt on the streets and on the railway tracks on Tuesday morning. Elite Hamas leader meeting in the Doha raises eyebrows in New Delhi. Hamas leader Khalid Meshal in Doha on August 2nd. A meeting between Lashkar-e-Taiba elite leader Saifullah Khalid, designated a global terrorist by the United States, and Hamas leader Khalid Meshal in the Qatar capital of Doha has raised the eyebrows in New Delhi. Khalid, designated a terrorist by the United States Treasury Department in 2018 and currently a leader of the Pakistan Markazi Muslim League (PMML), which is a political front organization of the elite, was seen with a mishal in a video shared on social media on Tuesday by PMML's media arm. The video also featured PMML Vice President Faisal Nadeem, designated by the United States for his role as a head of elite in Pakistan's Sindh province, and Naji Zahir as Sarmi Mishal's representative to Pakistan. The elite leaders met Mishal to convey their condolences over the killing of the Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in a suspected Israeli attack in Tehran, according to the video. Now going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, mobile banking has made a credit disbursement fast, but deposit mobilization still physical activity does. Reserve Bank of India Governor Shaktikant Das said young Indians are aspirational and there is nothing wrong in it. RBI Governor Shaktikant Das had said banks should be protectively careful about the dealing with the liquidity management and maintain the balance between the credit and debt or growth. RBI Governor Mr. Shaktikant Das. Afterward, remittances under LRS dropped 44% in June month on the global headwinds. TCS. TCS is not an additional tax liability, as people can claim a refund while filing income tax returns as per the TCS rates under the LRS brought in the 2023-2024 budget versus store package attract TCS of 20%. Outward foreign exchange remittances by the resident Indians fell by 43.93% to $2.181 billion during the month of the June of 2024, as against of $3.890 billion in the June month last year. Data released by the Reserve Bank of India shows travel has emerged as a primary source of the remittance outflow from India, accounting for over 50% of total outflow from just 1.5% share in financial year 2014. One of the main reasons for this decline has been implementation of the tax collection at source (TCS) on the LRS transactions. The Union government introduced TCS on the remittances under the scheme for all purposes except education and medical treatment. This has disincentivized remittances as reflected in the June data. However, for education, where the source of a fund is a loan, there is no TCS for less than rupees 7 lakh per individual per annum. For amount equal to or more than 7 lakh, the applicable TCS is the same of 0.5% for the educational purpose, where the source is self-funding. For amounts less than rupees 7 lakh, no TCS is be leveled. But for amounts of rupees 7 lakh and above, TCS rate continues to be 5%. From SEBI proposes a review of rights issue norms. SEBI has both sought a public comment till September 10 on the proposals. The regulator has suggested abolishing the requirement of the appointing a merchant banker by an issuer for rights issues. I'm going to the world news, including Mexico could boost GDP by $391 billion if most women worker report finds. Biden approves a classified nuclear strategic plan focused on China's nuclear expansion. Trump campaigners in Michigan, a town with the historic links to white extremism. DNC 2024, Hillary Clinton rose to Trump and rallies for Harris. We have him on the run. DNC rocked by more bomb threats as a probe pipe bombs at hotels near the convention. Barack Obama headlines DNC on the Tuesday will campaign for the Harris. Now going to science and tech, we have can blood tests for cancer save more lives. A multi-cancer early detection test can spot a circulating tumor DNA or circulating tumor cells early and help ensure treatment can be more effective. Imagine a loved one receiving a cancer diagnosis when it is too late for effective treatment. Now imagine if that cancer had been caught early, when it was still treatable and when hope was still alive. This is the reality we face today, where the early detection, diagnosis, and prevention are not just crucial but life-saving. With 1 in 9 Indians likely to develop cancer in their lifetime, the urgency of the address the growing public health burden in India cannot be overstated. SpaceX sends cease and desist letter to India mod for unauthorized Starlink listings. SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket carrying a 22 Starlink satellite. The Elon Musk founded firm has notified the Indian government and sent a cease and desist letter to India mod for unauthorized listings of Starlink, the satellite internet equipment. Following the Hindus reporting on the matter, Elon Musk founded SpaceX Corp has sent a cease and desist notice to the B2B a sales listing platform IndiaMart for unauthorized listing of consumers' terminals of the Starlink satellite internet system. The company said in an email. The company also said it notified the Indian government about the listings and clarified that these were not authorized resellers. The move came after the Hindu reported last week that even as a firm awaits a global mobile personal communication system (GMPCS) authorization in India, some businesses have started advertising the product in a possible security risk. Sunita and Barry will be on the ISS International Space Station longer than expected. What next? This undated I had a picture released on July 2024 shows a Boeing crew flight test astronauts Barry Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams inside the International Space Station. This is not the first time crew members have wanted to stay in space. In 1991, 1992, Sergei Krikalev mission was extended to 311 days due to the political chaos on the Earth. Barry Moore and Sunita Williams' job was simple when they took off to the International Space Station on June 5. They were to test fly the Boeing Star Linear Crew capsule for the first time with a human crew assess its performance, including a manual controls, dock with the International Space Station, and return to the Earth in about a week. Chandrayaan 4 and 5 design complete. 70 satellites likely to be launched in the 5 years. In a space research organization's chief, Mr. S. Somnath. ISRO Chairman S. Somnath on Tuesday, August 20, 2024, said the space agency has completed the design for the next round of the moon missions Chandrayaan 4 and 5 and is in the process of seeking government approval for the same. The Chandrayaan 4 mission includes bringing back moon rocks and soil to Earth after a soft landing on the lunar surface, launching a spacecraft from the moon, demonstrating a space docking experiment in the lunar orbit, and getting the samples back to Earth. Joint panel formed to resolve the issues related to metro work on the Palaroveton-Kakanda route. Priority to be given the addressing traffic holds-ups along the route. Strict action moved to be present to prevent the parking on a roadside and to remove encroachments, municipality, and to carry out repairs of by roads. A joint committee of 7 departments has been formed to resolve the issue related to the construction of Kochi Metro from Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Kalur to Kakand. The committee, comprising the Public Works Department, PWD, Kerala State Electricity Board, KSEB, Kerala Water Authority, KWA, Police, Thirukakara municipality represented by Secretary RTO, and Kochi Metro was formed on Monday. At a meeting presided by Industries Minister P. Rajivi to streamline the construction work to be addresses issues such as traffic congestion on the route, removal of cables, rearranging power supply, and route widening. The committee is expected to meet once in 3 days to discuss these issues. The first meeting of the committee will be on August 7, 22nd. At last, there's a famous quotation said by a famous philosopher, Rabindranath Tagore, whose birth anniversary is 7 May 1861 after 7 August 1941. Was an Indian poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher, social reformer, and a painter of the Bengal Renaissance. He reshaped Bengali literature and music as well as the inner art with the contextual modernism in the late 19th and early 20th century. Author of the profoundly sensitive, fresh, and beautiful poetry of Gitanjali in 1913, Tagore became the first non-European and the first lyricist to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. Tagore's poetic songs were viewed as spiritual and mercurial, while his elegant prose and the magical poetry were widely popular in the Indian subcontinent. He was fellow of the Royal Asiatic Society, referred to as the Bard of the Bengal. Tagore was known by the sobriquets Gurudev, Kobi Guru, and Biswa Kobi. Tagore modernized Bengali art by spurning rigid classical forms and resisting linguistic strictures. His novels, stories, songs, dance, dramas, and essays spoke to topics political and personal. Gitanjali's song offerings, Gora Fair-Faced, and Ghadi Bari, the Home and the World, are his best-known works, and his verse, short stories, and novels were acclaimed or panned for their lyricism, colloquialism, naturalism, and unnatural contemplation. His compositions were chosen by two nations as the national anthems, India's Jana Gana Mana and Bangladesh's Amar Soon Har Bangla. The Sri Lankan national anthem was also inspired by his work. His song Banglar Mahdi Banglar Jol has been adopted as the state anthem of West Bengal. Mr. Rabindranath Tagore says a very famous quotation. He says that everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. He also says that we read the world wrong and say that it deceives us. Mr. Rabindranath Tagore also says that the most important lesson that man can learn from life is not that there is a pain in this world, but that it is possible for him to transmute it into joy. Okay, thank you.